The Florida Panthers are really starting to rapidly accelerate up to the top of the list of teams that I'm starting to genuinely hate.
They're absolutely pissing me the fuck off.
There's 3 players specifically that I have in mind that I just wanted to open the show with and discuss about. Two of them that are more of kind of like the Brad Marchand that you just the type of guys that you hate to play against, but you would love to have on your team. I mean, not like Brad Marchand because one of them is being Brad Marchand. One of those guys that you would love to have on your team, you just hate to play against. Other one being Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk, he is one of those that he's feisty, but he is a damn good player. He knows how to get the puck in the back of the net. He is a great two-way forward, great 200-foot player. But his physical side of it, you hate to play against the kid.
I got to start to tell Aaron a little bit, so just keep Matthew Tkachuk in the back of your head. It's going to be hard to, but I mean, I guess.
The third one that I would like to mention, being more of a comparable to like a Matt Cook, somebody that played for my favorite team was a little pisshead. He was a little shit, probably one of the dirtiest players to ever play in this league, and that is what I think I can compare somebody like Sam Bennett to. I would never like to have Sam Bennett play for my team. I would be very, very upset if Sam Bennett signs with the Pittsburgh Penguins in the offseason. I'd be very disappointed. I'd be very, very mad about that. Just because 2 series in a row now he has tried to take out the goaltender in the playoffs. I think it was game 1 is the reason he took Stolarz out in the Toronto series. Game 1, like second period or something like that, right early on. And I think I remember if it was game 4 or game 5 of this Carolina series, where he tried to go after Freddie Anderson, but thank God, Freddie Anderson was able to duck out of the way. So 2 series in a row that he tries to go after the goaltender. One of them being successful, one of them goaltender got very, very lucky. Kind of almost like he was in the wrong place at the right time. He was just able to move out of the way and avoid that. Yeah, Sam Bennett can suck my ass. Matthew Tkachuk and Brad Marchand, again, just 2 players that you'd love to have on your team, but you hate to play against those little shits. Brad Marchand, I mean, his nose takes up half the ice.
Kind of fits with the Rats with them now, throw Rats.
Yeah, for real. But he's a hell of a player. You'd love to have him play for your team. You just hate to play against them. Yeah, the Florida Panthers, those 3 players specifically are the reason that I'm very much starting to hate the Florida Panthers. Sam Bennett alone makes me hate this fucking team. If Sam Bennett wasn't on that team, I might at least be able to tolerate him and can appreciate how good of a team that they have been. I mean, regardless, they have been a good team for all the past 3 years.
Honestly, if you think the Panthers went from being like just a mediocre,
barely missing the wild card kind of team.
Like not even fan bases were not even showing up, and then now they're finally.
Yeah, I mean, it's bandwagon. No matter what team, what city team it is, you're going to have some bandwagoners hop on the train and all of a sudden, oh yeah, I've always been a fan. Okay, sure you have.
Yeah, you're part of the 28 fans they had since they stunk, so.
And you think now, looking at it, it's crazy to think, now both the Lightning and the Panthers are making the state of Florida.
The state of Florida, a hockey town, a hockey state, a hockey place to be, man. Now 6 years in a row, a Florida team has represented the Stanley Cup. Now 8 Atlantic Conference teams have been in the last 7 Stanley Cup Finals. Oh, where'd the 8 come from? Oh, Montreal versus Tampa Bay in the bubble. That wasn't in the bubble. That was the year after the COVID year where crowd levels were low.
Weird division,
the North Division and the three.
But instead of the divisions battling it out, I think they did they did go. Did they go seeding that year instead of division versus divisions, or I forget how they did it.
Interdivision matchups. So the first 2 rounds, interdivision 1v4, 2v3. Again for the first 2 rounds, and then round 3 it was best of the East.
It was just because Montreal was up in the North instead of rather being in the Atlantic Division. They were in the North.
Yeah,
they got to play the Atlantic Division, or I think the Bruins were in the East that year.
Yeah,
the Bruins. Sorry, the Lightning I think were in the Atlantic still that year.
Oh, it was East, which It was both Florida teams, Pittsburgh, Boston, Buffalo, New Jersey.
Was Florida in the East that year?
Well, Florida's further is east side of the state.
Yeah.
Tampa is like west side of the state, the Gulf side of the state.
It was what? Carolina, Florida teams, Pittsburgh, Philly, Boston, Buffalo. I think was in our division that year.
Yeah, and then New York, both the Rags, Niners, and yeah. So
that was a strange year, man.
Yeah, let's not go. Actually, let's go back on the app. If it lets me go back that far,
it might not. I mean, you might even just be able to look up 2021 divisions. But yeah, like I said, the Atlantic. We always say, and we've thought for a couple of years that the Metro is one of the hardest divisions to play in, but apparently not. I mean,
the Atlantic has become
the last 7 years, or I should say 8 years. Last 7 years, eight Atlantic Division teams have been in the Stanley Cup Finals.
We're all wrong. Central Division: Carolina, Florida, Tampa, Nashville, Dallas, Chicago, Detroit, Columbus. East Division is Pittsburgh, Washington, Boston, both the Islanders and the Rags, Flyers, Devils, Sabres. Okay. The West Division, obviously, is the rest of the American-based teams in Colorado, Vegas, Minnesota, St. Louis, Arizona, LA, San Jose, and Anaheim. Obviously, the North Division being all the Canadian-based.
7 Canadian teams, yeah.
What a weird fucking year.
That was a real
such a strange year, man.
But yeah, but the Panthers and the Lightning have been the teams to beat in the...
I know Colin is very, very excited about the repetitiveness the last couple years in the playoffs.
6 straight years of a Florida-based team in the Stanley Cup Final. 6 fucking years! Can it be anybody different? Anybody!
And the way I look at it is, would I be excited as hell if the Penguins were in the Stanley Cup for 6 years in a row? Fuck yeah, I would! I'd be ecstatic as hell! I'd be thrilled! I mean, yeah, you might get sick of winning eventually. No, we would. That's a fucking lie. But I'd like the Penguins to actually start winning some games.
Hell, I'll even show for fucking Philadelphia to win one of these years. Even if we
see a Pittsburgh team win a fucking playoff game sometime soon, or a playoff series, whatever.
Make it to the playoffs first, and then we'll actually be able to do something.
When's the last time the city of Pittsburgh saw a playoff or a series win?
Penguins was 18.
Steelers was 17.
And
Pirates was 2013.
13. Because that's actually when they were somewhat entertaining.
When the Pirates had 3 straight 90-win seasons, yeah. I mean, those rosters, man. Oh my god, I reminisce about that team all the time.
I do too.
I know just recently, Josh Harrison, just as of today or yesterday, announced his retirement. Part of that team. I know Starling Marte's getting close. I think he's still playing for the Mets as we speak. But he's getting very close. Obviously, McCutcheon's getting up there. And then half the team is now, I think, retired since then, too. So, but anyways, this is a hockey show. Yeah, the state of Florida has really shown this league that, hey, we exist too. I mean, before that was 2004 when the Tampa Bay Lightning won their first, which I think Torres was the head coach of that team. John Tortorella, that is. And then what was recently before that? I don't think the Florida team made it since then.
I mean, the Panthers made it in. They got swept by Dallas in '96, I think.
Not in the finals.
In the finals.
Because the only one Dallas has won was '99, and that's when they beat the Sabres.
The Sabres.
With his foot was in the crease goal.
And obviously, and then Dallas was in the finals in the bubble year. Because I know Tampa lost to
96. I was right, but who did they play? They lost to the Avalanche in 4. So
in the final?
In the final.
Florida Panthers, really?
Yeah, 95-96. They won in round 1 versus Boston 4-1. Won in round 2 4-2 against Philly. Won in 7 against the Penguins 4-3. And lost. They got swept.
I did not know that. I thought the Panthers weren't around until like 2000.
94. That's their first season. 94, 95.
Okay. Wow.
I was gonna say, I know they made it beforehand, Kyle. Don't fucking judge me, okay?
I didn't think that I thought that this was recently, their most, I thought this last 3 years was the only time that they've had playoff success. What? 3 years in a row, the Florida Panthers alone are in the Stanley Cup final. 3 previous to that, Tampa Bay Lightning. They're kind of doing a reversal. I wonder if Panthers are going to go back-to-back after their loss compared to the Tampa Bay Lightning lost in the finals after their back-to-back. So I wonder if they're going to do kind of reverse. Panthers lose their first and then win the next 2. But the way I think Colin pointed this out, or I know I'm sure a bunch of hockey shows have. Wayne Gretzky, his first attempt, he lost. Went back the next year and won. Sidney Crosby went 2008, lost his first attempt, went back the next year against the same team and won. And now here, Connor McDavid went last year, lost in 7-2 this same team that he's going to be playing this year. Does history repeat itself yet again? Does he take home his first cup here?
Hopefully, I'm hoping.
I'm just looking at that cup right above the jerseys there, between the Panthers and the McDavid jersey there. Who's gonna win it?
It's gonna be another good year. I think it's gonna look a much different than what it did last year. Like where Florida came out swinging, pretty much nearly sweeping.
And then Edmonton almost came back with that reverse sweep. I think that Game 7 was only 2-1. I think they only lost by 1, 3-2 or 2-1, something like that.
2-1. It was
yeah. So will history repeat itself? Regardless, I think history is going to repeat itself. Either the Florida Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup final, as history repeats itself there for a back-to-back, or debatably the best, the best player of its generation winning his second attempt after losing the previous year. So again, regardless, I think we're going to see history repeat itself here.
Oh, yeah.
Going down to, might as well talk about it real quick, the Memorial Cup. Right now, the Memorial Cup final is being played. London currently beating Medicine Hat 3-0 about midway through the second.
Ugh.
After losing to Medicine Hat, I think, in what there's not the semifinal, but the final game of the round robin, where both teams were undefeated, which Medicine Hat beating London locked up this spot in the final. And London beat, was it Moncton? In the semifinal Friday night? I think that was a blowout. I think that was like a 6-3.
It was a 5-1.
It was kind of an ass beating.
I guess I saw some with Medicine Hat. This is the first time in a little over a decade that a WHL team has made it to the Memorial Cup Finals.
Really?
It's been either dominant by the Q or the O. Who's been going to the finals for...
So we had the two O's in the final last year. Yeah. It's the host Saginaw beat London, and then they cried about it. Oh my god, I so badly hope Medicine Hat comes back and wins this game.
That's not...
I mean, they're not going to happen. That's not going to happen, but... it's so easy and so fun. They're probably not listening. They've been trolling us on social media, oh, go talk about it on your little podcast. Guess what? You got your wish. It's like, all you guys know how to do is talk shit. These guys can back me up. From the beginning of this season, I was saying that London was going to repeat as champs. Every time we lose, you're right there to rub it in our face. Yes, but every time you win, I'm the first one there to congratulate you. I've been saying since the beginning of the year that you guys were going to repeat.
A view's a fucking view, bud. A view's a fucking view.
Yeah, we'll take those views. We'll take those listens.
Yep.
Whether you stop, or you clip this and you post, oh, they're talking shit on us. Cry about it. Yeah, London, like I said, London Knights, obviously, and the Memorial Cup final for good reason again. It looks like they're probably going to win this game. We'll keep track of it momentarily while we throw out recording here. But, Medicine Hat, what a season for them, too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, winning their respective league, and then getting over here to play at the final, beat London once. Goals coming from the shocking ones, Denver Barkey, Easton Cowan, and Jacob Julian for in honor of London. The last two coming within about a minute and a half in the second period. The shots are pretty close. I mean, Medicine Hat's given a run for their money. Shots are within one. Still about half the game to go. So we shall see. I wish there was a way we could watch it here in the U.S., but it's very difficult to watch these kind of games here in the U.S. And I would just more or less want to see how many London fans made that travel. I couldn't imagine that. It's probably nothing but London fans up there right now.
Oh yeah. Because I know there were a lot of them, at least in the round robin. There was a lot of them that were there.
Yeah. From the highlights I've seen, it was, every time they'd score at the building, you feel like it was a London home game at the Bud. Or not even called it anymore. I'm still gonna call it the Bud.
The Garden and that. But yeah, kind of interesting in that, like, I don't even remember where next year's is. Memorial Cup, honestly. I don't think they.
I think it goes to the. Rimouski's in the queue, obviously, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the W gets to host it next year.
Because I think the.
So it all depends on.
Because I know the O doesn't get to host it again in 2027 or 2028. Something.
It should be 27 because we did it last year. So this year is the Q. Next year will be the W. And then next year I think should be us. Let's see if did they announce it yet? Kelowna, that's right. I do remember seeing that. 2026 Memorial Cup will be hosted by the Kelowna Rockets.
Okay. That's right, I do remember that. I know one thing I did see that kind of... I think we kind of knew very middle of the season that it was kind of speculative for the manufacturers for the entire CHL teams that they're now going to be officially under Armour going forward, like jerseys, some merchandising like on select items like.
I think I saw like.
And then Bauer's going to be.
Bauer's giving like the socks, and I think different companies can be the skates. Like it's 3 different companies pretty much are going to be the uniforms of the teams in the CHL. It's very confusing. I know jerseys are going to be Under Armour.
I know they did reveal that. I know we kind of knew it was. We kind of known about for a while, but it was just
the contract of CCM wasn't coming.
Yeah, and they just like the entire CHO confirmed that it was going to be Under Armour this week.
I just wish it was fucking consistent all the way through. Make a solid uniform. You know, every team can make them design it however, or help design it however the fuck they want to design it, whatever, and just make it nice and consistent and through. Just like the NHL does. Just like the AHL does. Just like every other league in the fucking world, minus the CHL. But, you know.
Because it's so funny, like, how many manufacturers they've gone through over there. They've gone back for CCM, Nike, Reebok, CCM, like...
It's a juggling act, is what it is.
It pretty much is. And I know another thing I saw, which I think was literally just yesterday, that like the board denied that all goaltenders going forward will be they still have to decide if they're going to keep an OA goaltender on their
that sucks. I'm sorry.
That could have been huge for Erie with especially the season with no Erliden.
Not only Erie, but I feel like all teams will be able to benefit off of that rule.
I think Owen Sound is one of them because I think Carter George is going into his OA season coming up here.
Well, obviously, it also depends on what LA decides to do with him. Whether they keep him up with Ontario Reign or actually call him up to
or
NHL.
If he actually signs an NCAA, because I know he can.
Yeah, there have been a lot of players, and at the beginning of the season when they announced the whole deal, whole crossover with the NCAA, I was going to be excited, but that was kind of short-sighted. Like, oh great, it benefits us, but. Oh no, it fucks us. It could really fuck us.
We lost Malcolm Spence for this upcoming year.
I know, Brampton, there's speculation that Jack Ivakovic is going to sign with somebody in the
There's rumors it might be Penn State.
I'd
love that for my boy. I'd love that for my boys
awesome.
in Penn State, dude.
That'd be friggin' awesome.
That'd be huge. That'd be awesome.
I'd be very excited for that. Because I know another one that's been rumored is Porter Martone instead of going into the draft.
Maybe it was him. Maybe it was him instead. Maybe it was more Tone might be going to Penn State, not Ivakovic. But I was one of those guys was rumored.
This was about 4 hours ago, or not too long ago, June 1st, 3:19 Central Time. Jack Ivakovic has committed to The fucking University of Michigan.
Want to play with Malcolm? Maybe I did see that. Maybe it was more tone. I'll take that back. My apologies. It was more tone that I did see. Is rumored to stand within a season.
Still very solid for Penn State. Still.
Oh, I mean, regardless, getting a great player, yeah.
But yeah, like now looking, like I get it. It's a lot of player. There's gonna be a lot of not just the OHL, but across Q and WHL. There a lot of players are gonna, if they don't end up playing the respective leagues or get drafted, they're gonna want to go play in college.
At on Twitter at Sean Furfaro, sorry. 2 hours ago tweeted, today is the day that 19 different OHL cities become Medicine Tiger hat Tiger fans. That's funny. Oh, it's 4-0 now, so never mind. Easton Cowan again. Am I going to be shocked? Not at all.
It's kind of funny. Like I've seen like a lot of people compare him. They're like, oh, like.
Now I'm just waiting for Medicine Hat fans to complain about the referees, and then the London fans be like, "What do you mean? That was clean. That was a completely fairly called game."
It's funny that I've seen not just London players, but fans. But
go back and look at the comments from Game 1 of the OHL Finals that London lost to Oshawa compared to the next 4. You'll see nothing but London fans complaining about the referees for Game 1. And then the next 4, you'll see them attacking other fans for complaining about the referees in the next 4.
I think it's kind of funny with both the London and Maple Leafs fans. Like, a lot of them are saying, like, oh, Cohen's better than Marner and all. Like...
I mean, Cohen has had playoff success.
Like, it's true. And he's...
Congrats in the OHL, where Marner's also had playoff success.
With the same team. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, very true.
Well, he was the MVP. Marner was the MVP during that 16 run.
So it's always hard to say until, Cohen gets up to the show.
Yeah.
So
I'm really wondering if he's gonna be ready next year for the Leafs, and if obviously, again, if he doesn't sign with somebody in the NCAA and that.
Which I think we ended last week on talking about or last episode, sorry, on talking about the predicting the UFAs and where they're gonna sign. We talked about Mitch Marner. We named like 3 or 4 different teams. Then literally right after we stopped recording, we had read something on Twitter. One that we all were like, whoa, that could be massive. Chicago. Marner to Chicago could be...
With Bedard.
Yeah,
throw him on the line with Bedard. You might have 200-point scores on that front line right there. That could be huge.
It'd probably convince Bedard to kind of actually stay in Chicago.
I mean, I want so much better for Connor Bedard. People think he's just a cocky little shit. I mean, he's 19. He's going to be he's going to be frustrated with not finding any success yet. Especially being the first overall pick in your respective draft. You want to naturally be known as, you want to be one of the first players that you look up to, that people look up to and talk about. But just being in that team, part of that system, he doesn't really have that right now because they've been a bottom barrel team for the last 2 years. And with Chicago's again, they're picking third this year, fourth. I think it's bottom 5 because they were not a very good team this year.
Third.
Is it third? So I think it's San Jose and then Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah, because Utah's getting 4th.
With what? Islanders, San Jose, Chicago, Utah, and then Boston is 5th.
I think they're 5th or 6th.
And that fall off, man, was just so ridiculous.
First 5, 1 through 5: Islanders, Sharks, Blackhawks, Mammoth, Preds.
Okay.
Then they round off the top 10: Flyers, Bruins, Kraken, Sabres, Ducks.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the rest of the draft, it's through 28. So Pens, Rangers, Red Wings, Blue Jackets, Canucks, Canadians from which was the original Flames pick, then the Canadians' original pick, and then the Flames again from Devils, Blues, Jackets from Minnesota, Ottawa's to 21, Flyers from Avalanche, Preds from Tampa at 23, LA, Chicago, which was the Toronto's pick, Nashville, which is the Vegas pick from San Jose. Oh, the original the original Vegas pick that went to San Jose and then to Nashville.
I was to say, isn't Pittsburgh's first round? Like, doesn't the Rangers have to determine if they're gonna give Pittsburgh the first round this year or next year? Because I thought
it's next year.
I think they had to give an official.
So I think this year, we get 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third this year. I think next year is 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third next year, and then possibly 2 in the first next year.
Because I knew one of the Pittsburgh's first rounds was determined by the Rangers if it was this year or
I think
next
it's next year.
Because I knew they had a certain
Yeah,
deadline.
Penguins are now picking 13th this year or 11th, which I know that's right around the spot Malcolm Spence is predicted to go.
Yep.
We're 11th, okay. I think Malcolm Spence is predicted to go 14 to 16, that mid-teens range. I wouldn't hate us reaching for him there at 11. If he's there, I would not hate us taking him.
I'll try to go snag him.
I'd say snag him. I mean, call me biased. I don't give a shit. That's my middle name. I'd love to see
your middle name is Michelle. It's Kylie Michelle Tripack.
I'd love to play. I'd love to see Malcolm play for the Black and Gold.
Me too.
I mean, what Penguins fan or what Erie fan wouldn't, But yeah. I mean, that's that's not all we got. But let's go through and recap what we've seen in round 3 of the playoffs, NHL playoffs. Obviously, that is round 3. We saw the Florida Panthers take on the Carolina Hurricanes, and Florida more or less wiped the floor with them for 5 games. Game 4 was the only one that Carolina really did much of anything. Freddie Anderson's 3-0 shutout. But other than that, Game 1 a 5-2 win in favor of Florida. Game 2 a 5-0 win in favor of Florida. Game 3 a 6-2 win in favor of Florida. And then Florida finishing off in Raleigh in Game 5, 5-3. See, I mean, there's not much to talk about in that series. Again, other than Sam Bennett being a little bitch trying to take out Freddie Anderson. Apparently that's the only way Florida knows how to win games is when Sam Bennett goes and takes out the goaltender.
I'll admit, it was a little more. I think I was a little more entertained on the Edmonton-Dallas series between the two series that happened.
Those first 2 games, I don't think we were going to have ourselves a series. But then, I mean, Dallas taking Game 1 in Dallas 6-3, and then it was. Did you see that still shot or that video of Jared Settle and McDavid locking eyes after the Game 1 loss?
Yeah.
They lost Game 1 badly. That was a 6-3 loss. All of a sudden, they just kind of looked at each other annoyed, but time to lock the fuck in. And they have not lost a game since they exchanged that look. Winning Game 2 3-0, Game 3 6-1, Game 4 4-1, and then Game 5 6-3.
I just wonder what was said in that locker room after that Game 1 loss from either Connor or Leon. It's probably from Connor because he tends to be a little more vocal.
I can predict that it's something along the lines of "Dig the fuck in!"
Right now! Dig the fuck in!
I can it's something along the lines of that. Just a guess. I don't think it's happened before, but
so earlier today when I was on my lunch break, I saw a YouTube short of Leon and all the bullshit he said during the media the media questions, and they're so stupid, but Leon is just the questions are so stupid, and Leon's answers are so iconic.
And they think he's such a cocky jackass for it. Ask a fucking better question than that. Yeah. His team just got fucked 6-3, and then you're sitting there oh, what do you think went wrong tonight?
He's what do you think went wrong? We didn't play our game.
That's Bo, I think it was Bo Nix earlier, and I think it was the game against the Steelers, week 2 or 3 of the season. His rookie year, he threw a pick six, not a pick six, but he threw a pick in the end zone instead of a touchdown. He goes, "What do you think happened on that throw?" He goes, "Threw it to the other team." What do you expect his answer to be though? Oh, I tried to get it to my guy, but he just wasn't there. No, he goes, "I stepped back, threw it to the other team." I don't know how some reporters get to keep their jobs.
I know. I honestly.
Some of them are so damn stupid. Some of them are fucking 350-pound land whales that are just get to sit there and judge athletes for how they perform. Bro, you go out there and do any better.
Like,
Oh, you really looked like you weren't hustling there in the third period. Like, bro, you fucking put down the cheeseburger and you get out there and do it. How about that? Surprised they're not chewing on their, like... So what do you think went wrong there?
chewing on the cheeseburgers and hot dogs, like...
Oh, God. I mean, I respect to him. I couldn't be a reporter. I mean, I definitely don't think I could come up with, good questions, but I came up with better than that. Like, just berating these guys for, mistakes that they have made literally less than an hour ago. Like, oh, what do you think went wrong? Like, we lost the game. That's what went wrong. Let's go back into some old-fashioned Doku or Hurdle. One of the two. Probably both. We'll be kidding.
We'll start with Hurdle.
Hurdle.
So I guess my curly hair up top. It's not a bad guess to start.
Ivan Barbashev. Well, we know that he's in the Pacific. He's
31 years old-ish. So early 30s or 30. He's not Russian.
He's not a center.
And
Numbers 45 or below. Let's pull that up again. Ooh, is that like a Matty Benier? No, he's not that old. Never mind.
Oh, so he's too young still.
Is that like a Jordan Eberle, isn't it?
no. So he's American.
Okay. Eberle, I think, is Canadian. So.
Yeah, Eberle's Canadian.
Obviously, he's not a goaltender, so.
I think Eberle might be a little bit older than 30, 31 too.
So he's either a defenseman or a winger.
And then numbers 31 or below.
Let's try to guess a random defenseman on a Western team or a Pacific team. Let's go for like an Evan Bouchard. I think he's Canadian, isn't he?
But at least we can narrow it down between winger and
defenseman, yeah. Okay. So it's a winger. He is Canadian, okay. His number is somewhere from about 6 to 30. His jersey number?
not in Vegas, Vancouver, or Edmonton. Seattle Wingers. Again, I don't know much about Seattle. I wish I did, but I don't.
LA, could that be maybe like a Kevin Fiala? Is he even over in LA still? I think he is.
Huh?
Oh,
he's in
it is
LA.
LA. Let's go.
LA, he's a left winger. So.
He's Czech. It's a very normal name. I'm not expecting him to be. Alright. It's not like a Kopitar, is it? No, because he's...
Kopitar's the center.
He's also like Slovenian?
Slovakian.
So I think it's Slovenian.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't fit the American. And Presti's too old.
Gotcha.
Too old and centerman.
About like a Philip Deneau?
Well,
is he still there?
Let's find out.
He is still there. Okay.
Can you bring up the?
So 30 or 31 years of
I'm
age.
trying to think. Okay.
Is that? Oh no, I think Mikey Anderson's too young. I'm pretty sure Mikey Anderson's too young. It's a guess. I also think he might be a defenseman, but.
Romeo, do you have anything to add?
It's not Mikey Anderson.
Romeo, do you have anything? No?
He's a defenseman.
Because he didn't know what we were talking about.
LA Wingers. He's a left winger specifically.
I know it's not Byfield. I know that.
Arvidsson's not American though, right?
No. trying to think of guys that like would have went over there.
I know Fogle's over there. I just can't remember what. I know I don't think his age is going to be.
I mean, he was an overage of the year we won the cup in Erie, right?
Yeah.
So he'd been 21. 8 years. That was 8 years ago. So that put him at 29 right now. So yeah, it can't be him. Let's say it's not a bad guess.
I say because I know because that's what was throwing me was the age for him and that. Cause I knew he was LA. I knew.
Yes, you can hear the panting. Yes, we do have a visitor here today.
Should be 1 week and 1 week only.
It's not like Cam Atkinson played for Tampa this year, didn't he?
Yeah, he never.
JVR, I think, is still over in Boston.
Yeah, both Van Riemsdijks are East Coast, so.
Oh my god. I know they just added somebody like this last off season. Oh, is it no, PLD's in Washington. Who went over to LA in the PLD trade?
I don't know. I don't know the LA team. That's the thing.
Oh man, who went over there in the PLD trade? I feel like it's that guy. Oh my god.
Was he?
Adrian Kempe? Maybe?
No, Kempe was there before, like when PLD was there. That's the thing.
But still, it could be Adrian Kempe. No, my god. No. He's Swedish too. I did not know that. Okay, so his jersey number is 10, 11, 12? Oh, who over there's that?
Kopitar's 11. So it's either 10 or 12.
Maybe even as high as 13. I can't remember what the handicap is on the jersey number. I think it's within like 3 or 4. So yeah, it's either 10, 12, 13. Yeah, I want to say Arvidsson is 10. No, I think Arvidsson's like 36 or something.
33.
So yeah, something like that.
30s. He's in 30s.
Yeah.
So he's not going to matter.
Who is it? Is it? No, we already said Mikey Anderson. It's not Brendan Lemieux because he went over to Philly, didn't he? Good spot for him. Oh, who the hell wears number 10 over there? I feel like I can freaking see it.
Josh Archibald's in Philly, right?
Archibald. I have no idea where he is now. If this was about 9 years ago, you could say Marty Firk.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, shit. Oh, good. Good grief.
No, Charlie Brown didn't play hockey. Come on, Chirpack.
It's like
I mean, he couldn't even kick football.
Well, the dumb bitch kept moving it.
Probably like one of the rookies or something that this is our last guess at it.
Quentin Byfield.
I mean, that's like the best guess I have, but like
He's 55.
His age is also way too. Yeah. He's way too young.
Way too young, and numbers way too high.
Who were the three? Because I know LA broke a record for the first time, like having an all black line. They're called like the Black Aces. It was Quentin Byfield. Who were the other two though? I got nothing.
Neither do I.
Trevor Moore. Okay. Yep. I don't think I would have gotten that.
Nope.
Not at all.
Alright, let's redeem ourselves with some Puck Doku.
So going across for the columns is Columbus, Edmonton, Minnesota. And for the roads, it's Florida, Philly, and the SHL.
Which I believe is the Swedish league.
Yeah.
Maybe just try to get some Swedes for Minnesota, Edmonton, and the first Swede that comes to mind for Minnesota is Zuccarello.
Yeah.
That's the first Swede that comes to mind for there. But did he play in the SHL?
I thought he came right over to the show. Yeah.
But where from? Did he come over from the Swedish league?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the Memorial Cup.
Oh, you're good. I can get us a score update here. 4-0 still. End of the second period. 2 from Barkey.
The SHL is what's gonna.
Yeah, so let's try to get the rest of the board cleared out here. So Bobrovsky for Florida Columbus.
Kamak.
Well, the Bob can do Florida, Philly, and
I was gonna say Cam Atkinson for
Philly Columbus.
For Philly Columbus.
Okay,
and then
so
Bob for. Okay. Yager can't fit anywhere. He's played for Florida and Philly. Florida and Edmonton. Corey Perry didn't play for Philly, did he?
No.
Nope.
Eric Stahl can do Minnesota, Florida.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he can do Minnesota, Philly too, right? No, only Mark.
Mark
Only
Mark.
played there.
Mark played for Philly.
But Mark didn't play for Minnesota, so we can't use him. Cam Talbot, Philly,
Edmonton.
or Philly, Minnesota.
So we can put him in the back pocket for the Philly row, depending on what we do for the other one.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, Florida, Edmonton, like Olli Jokinen is popping in my head because I know he was kind of a journeyman, bounced around a couple of different places.
Cody Cece. Has he played in Florida? I know he hasn't played for Philly, but has he played for Florida?
I'm not confident enough to put it.
Alright, let's see. There's OEL who's done Arizona, Vancouver, Florida, Toronto. Alex Tuck has done Minnesota, Vegas, Buffalo. I'm just trying to think of players that are current that have been, kind of bounced around between teams here.
Neil Yakupov, did he spend some time in Philly before he called it a career? I mean, he didn't have much of a career. But
Yeah, that's the only downfall. He didn't make much of an impact.
Which one do we think will be harder to get? Philly, Edmonton, or Philly, Minnesota?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Mike Smith, did he play for Philly?
For some reason, he just came to mind.
Calgary, Edmonton, Arizona are the three I know for sure. Joel Eriksson has only been Minnesota, right?
Sure. I'm pretty sure.
Again, I should have a manager here because he knows a lot about Swedish hockey.
Yeah.
A lot about Swedish hockey. mean, obviously he's Swedish, but that's
What
besides the
what
point.
is Jesse Puljujärvi's nationality? Is he Swedish?
Well, he's played for Edmonton, Pittsburgh. Where is he now? Who picked him up? Because we.
I have no idea.
Oh boy. Keith Yandel, where's he been?
Philly, Florida. I think that's it. Yager can't go anywhere.
Can't go anywhere outside of Philly.
Marcus Foligno has been Minnesota. Is that it?
Yeah, because Nick has been Columbus,
jumped
Columbus, Boston,
Chicago.
Toronto, Chicago, is that in that order?
Is that did Josh Archibald play for Philly?
Oh, Mike Rupp, did he end up playing for Philly?
That's what I've been
I think
trying.
he did.
Because he did Minnesota. I just can't
I think
remember.
he did play for Philly.
So I'll take the blame if it's not.
I think for some reason he was coming up too. I just couldn't remember if he played for Philly.
He did not. I know he played for
I know he's played for most of the
Metro. Alright, well let's do because I think we're struggling to get the Philly Minnesota. So let's put Cam Talbot there. And we'll figure out for Philly Edmonton. Okay. Taylor Hall has only done Edmonton,
Buffalo, Jersey, Arizona,
Boston, and now
Boston.
Carolina.
Carolina.
I say only done. We just listed off 6 teams.
Well, it could be like Alex Galchenyuk, paid for, or been on, 14 teams?
What about like a Mason Marchment? What all has he done? Florida, Dallas.
Florida and Dallas. That's
Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my former Otters here.
Former
Otters or former Penguins.
I only have 3 NHL worthy jerseys up, and that's McDavid,
Mark
Crosby, and
Mark
Murray.
Recchi ever play for Edmonton? I don't think so. I think he mostly stayed out east in the Eastern Conference. James Neal. I don't think he played for Philly. Did he play for
No.
Florida? No. Or did he play for Philly? Or no,
No,
like
he
that
didn't.
last 2-3 years of his career, he jumped around a whole bunch. He was literally a
I
Kentucky
say I
squad
know
guy.
he didn't play for Philly.
After he left Edmonton, I know he jumped. I think even after he left Nashville, he jumped around. I know he played for Vegas for a little bit. That is like the Blues, the Edmonton. Now he jumped around a couple different guys.
Jeff Carter's only been Philly, Columbus,
LA,
LA,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Josh Archibald isn't a bad guess for Philly, Edmonton. And we're struggling anyway. I doubt we're going to finish off the Swedish line anyway. No, okay. I got 3 shots up anyway. Go for Zuccarello on SHL, Minnesota. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
I knew he was Swedish. I knew that. I know because Lundqvist is too, and I know they were like best friends.
They were buddy.
That's like something that they shared, and they were literally like brothers.
I seriously want to text my manager, hey, what Swedish players are on Columbus that have played for the SHL? Kind of thing. Oh, why are you so mad? It's only a game.
Where's Golov?
Where's Golov? I know he played Philly. I know he played Florida. Did he play Edmonton?
We got none. We got other guesses. So I say let's go for it.
just drew a blank on this name again.
Ilya Brizgalov.
Fuck it.
Oh,
No!
what a
Let's
fucking
go.
what a snipe.
Let's fucking go, baby.
What a fucking shot. All right, let's try to get that Panther Oiler. Oh man.
I feel like I know that one.
Yeah, I feel like this might have been the easiest one so far, and we're gonna miss it. Evander Kane, no. Corey Perry, we said no. Yager, no. I don't think Yari Curry would have played long enough to have the Panthers in the league yet. Messier, I'll say like a no. My best guess is like an Olli Jokinen, but I don't think he played for Edmonton. But it's a guess. OLLI.
There you go.
No, Edmonton. Okay. All right, we got 6.
So, Ryan Whitney,
Dimitri
UC Jokinen.
UC Jokinen. God damn it.
Jesse Pugliarvi's now in Florida. Bukestad, Derek Brassard, Ray Whitney, Alan Montoya.
Martin Jelena, Sergei Samsonov. Just to name a few. Damn.
Matthias Anacombe.
Swedish, okay, I didn't know that.
Linus
Victor Arvidsson, somebody we said earlier.
Linus Olmark, Adam Larson, Oscar Klefbom,
Somebody
Matthias
anybody
Janmark.
with that double S is Swedish, yeah. And Alex Winberg.
William fucking Carlson, man. Emil Bemstrom.
Yeah.
You know, funny enough, I even have Emil's fucking signature right here. Look at that. Look at that. Maybe that was a sign. No pun intended. Maybe that was a sign. Jesus Christ.
Right, let's go over 3. Let's try the pyramid. Might as well.
Fucking burn. Here, no. No. We're doing. Oh, fuck that, no. Oh, no. What did I do? What did I do?
No, we didn't see that. No, we didn't see this one.
No.
Supposed to be a junior, and there was fucking 12 squares.
16.
16. So any goalie that has ever had a 90% save percentage in his career.
Well, the top one we'll save for Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, for sure. So let's go like a Tristan Jarry. I don't think he's been that bad to be below 90%. Yeah, okay. 100 wins. Let's do like a Henrik Lundqvist or something. No, save Fleury for the 50 playoff game wins. And let's do Fleury.
Carey Price.
Does he have 50 plus playoff per games?
I mean, yeah, because he was in the bubble. He was on the bubble team, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
I mean, they made the playoffs enough. They made the playoffs. They may have never made deep runs. I feel like he has to have.
I almost typed Montreal for that.
Yep. Okay. So now, let's use a lifeline here.
Yep, get lifeline.
We know the last one. Let's do 50-50.
Fuck it.
It's got to be Jose Theodore. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then Patrick Waugh.
Easy.
There, we kind of redeemed ourselves. Imagine this X.
There you go, Patrick Waugh. 03, right?
Yep. Yeah. All right. We redeemed ourselves.
Yeah.
That was easy. All right. We wouldn't want to attempt that, Junior.
Fuck it.
Let's see if we can get something here. All right, so across the top, we have the 4 teams in the Memorial Cup final. Or not the final, but the Memorial Cup. London Knights, Rimouski, Medicine Hat, and what's the fourth one? Or Moncton, and then Medicine Hat. And then down to the sides for the Roads, we have 50 goals in their NHL career, 100 games played in NHL career. They played in the AHL, and was a Stanley Cup winner. London Stanley Cup winner, Corey Perry.
Yep.
I was going to do Matthew Kachuk, but Katie Perry's
Kachuk works too.
Well, we can do Kachuk anywhere, minus... we can do anyone anywhere, pretty much, for London. So we'll do Corey Perry for that one. We'll do
For the AHL, we can do Connor McMichael for AHL London.
Yeah.
Mitchell Marner, and then Connor McMichael.
Yeah, Rimouski 50 goals. Has Alexei Lafreniere hit 50 goals yet? I feel like he had to.
He has to.
No. That's Sid, right?
So we'll just Stanley Cup winner, Rimouski, for Sid.
Yeah. No, that's what I have up there. So.
Oh, okay, yes, so Sid. So 50 goals. Rimouski has to be like Alexei Lafreniere. I feel like he has to have 50 goals at least by now. Alright, I'm done. No. I don't know if I can tell you anybody that's played for Moncton or Medicine Hat.
Those are the only two I honestly don't know.
I feel like we can get one more for who is some of Sid's teammates in that team?
No.
You're barking up the wrong tree here.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Ready? I'm gonna just pop open this sparkling water. Alright. Poop, poop, poop.
Watch one of them actually hit.
Poop, poop. I swear to God, if one of them actually fucking hits, I'm gonna shit myself.
Alright.
I'm kind of curious.
Alright.
Lafreniere would have hit, we could have him for 100 games.
Liam O'Brien. Big Tuna. David McCavier.
Brad Marchand played for Moncton. Good to know.
Well, this is Rimouski still.
Well, yeah, Marchand right there for Moncton.
Oh.
Trevor Linden played for...
Corey Crawford, Ivan Barbashev, Johnny Oduya, David Savard.
Couple names on there.
There's fucking Jay Bosmeyer.
Tyler Ennis.
Jay Bowmeister, Darren Helm, Chris Osgood, Rob Niedermeyer, Lanny McDonald,
Tyler Ennis, Jason Chimera,
Brian McCabe,
Craig fucking Berube, man. Yeah, I wouldn't have known any of this shit.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not horrible, but...
Not horrible, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Absolutely the fuck not.
The last little mini... here's one thing Colin sent. Chris Knobloch joins Toe Blake, Tommy Ivan, Scotty Bowman, Jimmy Skinner, Mike Sullivan, and Punch Imlock as the only coaches to ever make the Stanley Cup final in their first 2 seasons as a head coach. So, hell yeah, Chris.
How do I, Chris?
Yeah, brother.
What else? The Alex Ovechkin retirement scare that apparently was rumored around, but so he's going to be doing at least one more year, but after that is unknown.
Yeah, they definitely got you. Who's retiring? No, ESPN just sent out an article.
What else do we got? Corey Perry, after this playoffs, he is now the most playoff games played from active players with 227.
More than every single franchise since the year 2000.
Yeah.
And now Jaromir Jagr has had a teammate play in the Stanley Cup final for 45 consecutive years, dating all the way back to 1980 with Brian Trottier. 2022 is kind of a writing because him and Andre Palat kind of played. They played together in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So that one's kind of a write-in.
Yeah. The last thing we want to discuss here, we a couple of us discussed this before. Me and Colin did. The only answer we haven't heard yet is Jeffy's answer to this one. Bardown sent out this tweet or this thing on their social medias that said you have $15 to create a super team. Who are you taking? You get your normal lineup of 1 center, 2 wingers, and 2 defensemen. For $5 going across from center to the 2 defensemen, you got Connor McDavid, Nikita Kucherov, David Pastrnak, Cale Makar, and Quinn Hughes. $4 you got Nathan McKinnon, Kaprizov, Mikko Rantanen, Zach Werenski, and Evan Bouchard. Then $3, you got Leon Draisaitl, Mitch Marner, Matt Tkachuk, Victor Hedman, Adam Fox. $2, you got Austin Matthews, Kyle Connor, Alex Ovechkin, Rasmus Dahlin, and Josh Morrissey. $1, you got Sid the Kid, or Sid the Middle-Aged Man, Clayton Keller, Willie Nylander, Jakob Slavin, and Lane Hudson. My original build was Cale Makar, McKinnon, Hedman, Kyle Connor, and Clayton Keller.
And then my changed up because I apparently I didn't do math there at the time. Is Sid, Cooch, Ovi. Then I have Werenski and Fox. Originally I had Makar, but he would have put me over, so I'll do the Werenski. Be dead on.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this now, going back at it, I mean, I think even Matthews at $2 is a steal. Yeah. But again, if you want playoff performers, you got to go with somebody like McKinnon who actually knows how to, show up no matter what time it is. So that's why I took McKinnon.
I was gonna say Sid has done it all.
Sid's done it all. I mean, he's up there. But if we're talking if I'm going to NHL 25 and I'm doing like a 1-year sim, I'm probably taking Sid. But if we're saying, hey, this is going to be my lineup for the next couple of years, I'm going to go with Nathan McKinnon.
I'm sorry, taking Sidney Crosby for $1 is a fucking steal.
That's a steal. It's more than that's a steal and a half.
I'm sorry. Like I don't care if Sid is 26 or 36. Like he's been performing the same, barring injuries and everything. He's been performing the same since.
So who'd you say? You said Sid, Cooch, Ovi, Werenski,
and Fox. Werenski's a good offensive defenseman. He's obviously not the number one. I mean, he's been competing for the top 3 all season. Like this season was really a breakout year on a pretty mid Columbus team.
Yeah, I mean, for me, regardless, if I take McKinnon, then obviously I would take Keller. But if I take Crosby, then I'm going to go up and take Kaprizov instead of Keller. So it's interchangeable for those two, but I don't think you can change my mind on the last 3 being Hedman, Connor, and Keller.
Yeah, I was kind of...
Or sorry, Makar. I'm taking Makar any day of the week. I mean, he's the best defenseman in the league, and he's going to be that for quite some time.
I was going to say, my forward core is pretty locked. It's my defense. I can kind of bump around. I can do the Fox-Renski duo. I can do the Dolly and Quinn Hughes duo. I can do the Slavin Quinn Hughes duo. It all could change. And I can even bump down to where it's the Makar-Morrissey duo. So... For me, I can kind of interchange the defensive pairings. Let's do whatever.
When you really look and you're like, oh, I can get Sid for $1, yeah, but you see, McKinnon's there,
Yeah,
it's tough to come up with a discrete answer. I mean,
I don't.
For my centers, I was going always back and forth between Sid and Crosby. I was going back and forth between Sid and McKinnon. So, and then obviously it's just more dependent on my wingers. I think my original team I was making a second one because I wasn't sure who I was gonna officially go with.
Let's say I pretty much have the same. I have 4 that are three that are definitely the same. But like I said, if I'm going for just like a 1-year sim on like NHL 25, I'm taking Sid over McKinnon. But if I'm going for like this, I want this to be my lineup for the next upcoming couple years, then I'm going to go with McKinnon because I feel like you're going to still definitely going to get more years out of McKinnon for the next few than you will Crosby.
Because I think my lineup I initially did, just because I was going back and forth, I did Sid, Ovi, Kucherov, and then Dahlin and Makar for my defensemen.
Okay.
I guess my biggest thing is when we're creating a super team, we're obviously assuming number 1, the said players are in their prime, and number 2, injuries aren't a thing. Injuries are turned off in this game.
And that's kind of where I was kind of looking at. I'm like, that's kind of where my approach was. What this was trying to think. If this was just like everyone was
like Game 7, what lineup are you setting out there? Then that's what I'm saying. I'm putting Sid instead of McKinnon.
You're 5-5. In game 7, you're in double overtime. Which group of 4, which 5 skaters are you entrusting to get that game-winning goal, the clinching goal?
If that's the case, I'm saying that's where I say Sid, Keller. Sid, Keller, lost my train of thought. I forgot honestly where I went after that. Yeah, where the hell did I go? Sid, maybe, yeah, Kyle Connor, Rantanen, maybe. And then Makar and Morrissey.
He was actually was gonna be my third choice for a defenseman if I didn't end up going with Darlene was Morrissey. But yeah, it really more the wingers were where I was kind of going back and forth on. Like, it was gonna determine what my list was, but I ended up going with that first one.
All right. Well, do we have anything else?
Just scrolling through our chats here to see if there is anything to.
Oh, the official 2026 Olympic groups are for the men's hockey tournaments is officially announced. In Group A, we have Team Canada, Czechia, Switzerland, and newly appointed France taking over the whole Team Russia thing, which that's something I kind of want to ask you guys here in a second. In Group B, we have Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, Italy. Team Italy, I am so fucking sorry. You got three very tough teams in Finland, Sweden, and Slovakia. If you can even squeeze a point out of any of those teams, I call that a win.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're a bad team. Okay, I kind of am saying you're a bad team because I don't know any true good Italian players in the league right now. And then Group C, United States, Germany, Latvia, and Denmark. Which I don't want to shit talk Latvia or Denmark, because obviously Denmark upset Team Canada this past year.
Latvia upset Canada in the juniors last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
I don't want to knock those two teams at all. Like, they're going to be tough competition. It's going to be close games. I think personally the United States is going to be the clear cut number one. Germany just right there, knocking on their back door.
You know, that's the thing. Something we mentioned. USA finally won their first double IHF World Championship for the first time in 95 years?
92 years.
92, something like that. And I posted about that on Twitter, and I had some clown reply to me. He was like, "Oh, it took you 92 years to win a dry ass tournament." I said, "You lost to Denmark. Shut up." And he didn't say a word after that.
So, how do we feel about Russia not being able to compete?
I'm still
not seeing for the
I
last time Ovi
I don't
and
think it's
Vazzy.
my place to say. So.
Well, not being able to see players like Ovechkin and Malkin and Vasilevsky and Kucherov all on the same team, all these big Russian stars we see on a day-to-day basis in the NHL not being able to compete together for a gold. Like, I get why they're doing it, but it just sucks for these players.
I think it stinks because, like what Colin said, like we won't get to.
Oh my god! Who do you think would be like a 1-2 punch for goaltenders, like Shesterkin and Vassy?
No, yeah.
Oh my
like
god.
who's ever hotter in the moment?
Even you can even have like a third backup as like an Ilya Sorokin can even be like a third, like a backup.
So there's this person that I've kind of befriended on Twitter, who ironically is a London Knights fan, and I saw somewhere out there that she had posted about.
Is that her name Olivia, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Olivia. You're probably not listening, but shout out to Olivia.
Yeah, like you're one of the very few London Knight fans I actually respect, but that's besides the point. I saw that there's a Russian woman, like a woman Russian figure skater that's going in independent. Just on her own. She's not representing Russia. She's not representing anybody. She's just going in, competing for herself, which I think is good for her.
The Olympics?
Yeah,
oh, that's pretty cool.
They improved her because it's a solo thing. It's not a team thing. Which, I mean, good for her for being able to do it. But my thing is
represent her.
Well, make it consistent. If no Russian athletes can compete, no Russian athletes can compete. But
I'm not gonna be. It's not my place to get into politics and everything going on over there between them and whatever is going on that side of the world. That is far out of my business to discuss that side of it. But yeah, not being able to see these players, all these big players that you're playing right now. Like, imagine a first line of like Ovi, Malkin, and Kucherov.
You got the shot in Ovi. You got the handles in Kuch. And you got Malkin.
Just don't piss him off.
To
this day, man, if you piss him off, his speed increases 50%, 100%.
Oh no!
You piss him off.
I feel like Ovi is the Malkin whisperer. He knows. They have him speak in their foreign tongue. He's the Ovi whisperer.
Like you know about like their beef like they had way back then.
Yeah.
When they were both young, up and coming. Like I think Malkin's agent threw something at Ovi or something, or vice versa. Like they got into it, and like that caused them to have this whole turmoil. Then I think it's at the one All-Star game they helped each other out with like a funny shootout goal or something to show the world, hey, we don't hate each other.
It was Malkin helping Ovi.
Yeah, he gave him like a wreath, like a Hawaiian wreath to wear while he took his shot, or something along the lines of it. He like gave him a jersey to put on, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, it was pretty much like this thing to show the whole world, hey, we don't actually hate each other, which behind the scenes they probably still kind of did. But this is more or less to get the spotlight off of them, like, hey, we don't hate each other actually.
But yeah, that's really the only, like, outside of like the political world. But I think it's just unfortunate we don't get to see once again like the big Russian stars of the NHL like get to play, and that's.
And yeah, just to name a couple other ones, Artemi Panarin, Vladimir Tarasenko. Why did I say it like that? Tarasenko.
Don't try that again.
Pavel Buchnevich, Andrei Svechnikov, Evgeny Dadonov, Dmitry Orlov, Mikhail Sergachev. You could have him reuniting with Kucherov over there. Kirill Marchenko, Andrei Kuzmenko. Just Dmitry Voronkov. You got Alexander Romanov. You got some of the up-and-coming younger guys like Pavel Minchikov.
Anyone that has the last name ending with Ov, pretty much.
Yeah, man, the Russian connection back, the Detroit Red Wings, the Russian Five, or the Russian connection with.
Here you go. Off of YouTube.
Like a bucket hat.
Bucket hat, shades.
Glasses wiped them off, gives him some Gatorade. That's weird seeing Obi with the A and not the C.
And 2 sticks. Malkin stick and Ovi stick.
He tosses one of them.
Tosses the right-handed stick and shoots with his offhand.
Yeah, I mean that Russian team could be absolutely filthy. Just that one last thing, I think we talked about this briefly, but I want to get your guys like full, in-depth opinions on this. The 2 mock trades that I saw involving the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Pittsburgh Penguins. One of them being to the Toronto Maple Leafs, Erik Karlsson, with us retaining 50% of his contract.
Oh, yeah.
And coming to Pittsburgh, Morgan Riley, David Kampf, and a second-round pick.
Again, it's just the contract that we're getting, like Morgan Riley's contract. That's the thing that...
Yeah.
No, like, if we're retaining half of Karlsson's contract, that's heftier. Yeah. So either give up all of Karlsson's contract, or at least retain maybe 25%, but also get a draft pick in return, another draft pick in return for that.
Can make up for that retain.
Yeah, that was like my only issue with that one. It's mainly how much they're retaining on Karlsson.
I mean, this is the one that I really did like. To Toronto, you got Rickard Rakell, Noel Acciari, Vasily Ponomarov, and a second-round pick. Coming to Pittsburgh, Matthew Nyes, Nick Robertson, and a fourth-round pick. That one I like.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I like it. I would honestly replace Raquel with Russ.
With Brian Rust?
Nope.
Still no?
Hey, let's trade Turo. Oh, wait. Hey, why not Marcus Pett? Oh, wait. Hey, how about John Murray? Oh, wait.
I mean, who did we end up getting back in that Pedersen card? Wasn't it, Luke Shen came over in that deal, I think?
No. Pedersen, no. Luke Shen was from Nashville.
Okay, we immediately sent him over to Winnipeg, yeah.
And then Pedersen went to Vancouver.
I know, but Pedersen, who came over from that
I don't remember.
Pedersen-O'Connor trade? So something to waste your guys' time for 2 more minutes here. Oh, sorry, we got back Hyman and Desjardins, who's the other one we ended up sending back out. Like, I think he played 4 games for us. So Penguins legend Vinny Desjardins. But yeah, I think that just about does it. Just a heads up to you guys, I think next episode is going to be the season 5 finale. That's insane to say. Season 5 finale. Absolutely insane.
5 seasons into it already.
Going to be 5 seasons in the books. Like it feels like we just started the season. Here we are. We're about to wrap season 5 up already. Yes, yeah, be on the lookout for that one. We're not quite sure. It all depends on how these Stanley Cup finals go. If we end up recording the night of the 15th, or if we push it back one more week to the night of the 22nd. So again, we might have 2 weeks off here. We might have 1 week off here. We might have 2 weeks off here. So
TBA, TBD.
Might be 3 weeks until you guys get the finale. Might be 2 weeks. So it all depends. If somehow these Stanley Cup finals end in 5 games, which how good these two teams are, I don't think it's going to be 5 games.
6 or 7.
Which I didn't think either one of the conference finals were going to be 5 games, and they both ended up ending in 5. So, but yeah, we will find out. We will hopefully, regardless, we will see you guys one more time before the end of the month and to end off the season. And maybe at some point, middle of the off season, we'll do a quick free agency recap, which we've done I think once or twice in these first couple seasons here. But no promises on that. But we'll have more information for you on that come the final episode here in the next couple weeks. But thank you guys for an awesome season. Again, we'll give you more of a sincere one at the end of the next episode. But we'll see you guys then. Until then, keep it real.
See ya.
Bye.